All right, everybody. We're doing a recording for the training tonight. We had some come up. We want to stop here and we're going to interview Ryder. Me and Carter will interview Ryder, and then we're going to let you hear Ryder's door approach and presentation. But first, we have a lot of new people on the team. So we just wanted to interview somebody that's done it and came on about as fast and as good as you can. Reminds me of, how I came on. Carter came on a little bit later, but the way Ryder's coming on, Carter hit about a year, you started to do the same things as Ryder did. So, Ryder, how long have you been here? Where'd you come from? And let's start there, man.
A year. So, just hit my anniversary.
1 year in.
1 year?
Really?
Literally, yeah, this month. So life-changing. Where I came from, I tried a bunch of different stuff, like from ministry to landscaping to serving to customer service sales, a bunch of different stuff. Just stumbled into insurance, back into it.
Okay, so yeah, you had got your license 7 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Jeff told me, and a little too young to make it happen then. But I found you at State Farm. So you had some experience doing insurance, but just weren't flourishing there, and found you on Indeed, and you came in, and you're a great student of the game. I know I told you to, hey, look, these are the training videos. Didn't have the YouTube yet, that came after, but we did have Jordan and Chromie's 10 steps. We had the documents that I had made. I was like, listen, here's the script, here's the door approach, here's some training videos, put them all together. And did I tell you to make videos, or did you just start doing that?
I just did it.
Okay, and then you sent me videos, and it was literally Ryder knocking on his door, nobody on the other side, and he was having a conversation. He was doing the script, and also having a conversation as the client with himself. And he sent me this. I'm like, I've never got this before. This kid's gonna kill it, and that's exactly what happened. So, how many videos? How long did you sit there to learn the door approach and learn the steps?
The door approach is the most important thing when you're first starting out, because without presentations, you can't make money. And I knew that. So I spent a whole day on that, 4 to 6 hours, which sounds insane. 4 steps, 4 A's, very simple. But what is the saying? You don't fear the guy who's done 1,000 different kicks. You fear the guy who's done one kick 1,000 times.
Right.
So I took it with the 4 A's. That was my approach. And I knew that nobody was going to do this for me. Brandon wasn't going to be there doing the door approach for me. If it's meant to be, it's up to me. So I knew I needed to get really good, really quick.
What do you think the level of effort was that you put in up front, not just to learn that stuff, but, your first, obviously you spent a lot of time before you went out into the field.
Mm-hmm.
How many hours do you think you spent by yourself doing that stuff? Or how many days do you think you did that before you even went out into the field?
Yeah, I spent a full day. I chunked it out. So I'd spend 4 hours doing my door approach, and then I spent another 4 to 6 hours, steps 1 through 3, and then so on and so forth. I did
4 through 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you had to put probably 2 days in the field in your office studying.
Yeah, I just sat in my office, studied, rewatched the videos, wrote down. I wanted to get it to a point where I had it in my head and I could get it out my mouth naturally.
I was gonna say, how many times do you think you watched the videos before you went out into the field?
I would watch it, I'd rewind it. I wrote stuff down.
That was gonna be my next question. How many? Did you write it down? Were you writing down your presentation from memory? Were you looking at the presentation, the slides, and trying to write down? Or what do you think you were doing there?
Yeah, watching the videos, trying to learn the why behind the what, and then just doing it, repetition.
Okay.
Watching the videos, I would do it. I'd watch myself, even though it's uncomfortable. I wore a pink shirt because I wanted to feel silly, because it feels stupid when you're doing that. I've had some of my guys wear funny stuff, and that's part of our onboarding. Is you need to send me a video of you wearing something silly, but yeah, I spent a whole day on
taking videos of yourself.
Yeah.
I think that's really, really great for really just onboarding. But before you go out into the field, having all of that stuff done prior, having all that knowledge, and just kind of a foundation of base to really go out into the field and have success there. What was the level of effort do you think that you were putting in initially up front, your first couple days, your first couple weeks, your first month?
Well, we did how many days of training do you think we did?
I was still skeptical, but we did like 4 days. But after the first day, I was like sold. And then after like the third or fourth day, I was like, well, I got to learn how to do this. Like I can watch all day, but I got to do this. So
I probably had you doing door approaches day 2, 3, because, you know, being that level of ready, you're probably ready to do door approaches, if not presentations. I would say, you know, if we had 5 days of training, you're doing it maybe day 2, 3, 4, 5.
Halfway through,
at least.
Yeah.
And then, you know, when you went on the field on your own, I mean, what were your hours like?
Yeah, I mean, you know, 11 to 7. I like that schedule. So that's it. I mean,
just 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
Just being super consistent, super disciplined. Like, probably didn't take off any time when you were first getting into the field.
No,
like, when do you think your first day off was?
You had a lot of planned vacations.
Yeah, just planned stuff. But
Monday through Friday, you're going to the field 11 to 7 basically every single day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I treat it like a job, you know.
I think that's super important.
Yeah.
Like I think that's something that's missed for a lot of people.
I knew it wasn't consistent. Yeah, I knew I wasn't gonna just come in and work 4 hours a day and make a bunch of money and just why. Also,
you put a lot of effort in up front to get the results that you were having.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of it's like natural, and then like skill comes in. So like and persistency. So I think I'm naturally pretty good. And then I worked really hard, and I still work hard. So
I think Craig said it best. You know, you have to be an actor in these homes.
Yeah.
You know, like, and you know, having a rebuttal, having a response to everything that somebody might be able to say to you, and being able to just, you know, shoot something off right off the bat. I think that you know brings a lot of luck. You know, not a lot of luck, but you know what I mean. You have a lot of luck when you put that much level of effort and time in.
So, and a couple things there, man. Like in the beginning, you probably asked me more questions than anybody else has asked me while you're in the field. After you left the house, hey, what would you say here? Hey, what would you do here? You had such a high volume of questions coming in when you were new in the field. And another thing too, in the beginning, you're a little combative. Like I like that about your personality, but it was you're doing that to clients. And then I remember you got back in the car with me and you're like, I just want to watch you. And I think when these people were being combative to me, I was more like letting it roll off, maybe using the momentum and then pushing them where I wanted to go, using the momentum where you might have tried to been dug in. And then after that, you're like, that's what I learned from you.
Yeah, that is what I was really anxious. I was really anxious about making this work. I didn't know. I don't know. I had just been, and then I got around you, and your presence was just super calming. And then you just brought that to the clients too, where like even when you speak, whether it's on a Zoom with a client, naturally you're like probably 3 notches below myself. Roman's is probably 3 above me. And Carter's probably like somewhere in the middle between us all.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. That just kind of speaks to the testament. You know, everybody's a little bit different, but I think you can find success in just putting in the work. Like, what else do you think led to you having a lot of success up front out of the gate?
Well, you know, I wasn't born yesterday, so I'd done a lot of my life before this that helped me.
A lot of experience.
So reading books, you know, being around successful people and I had another door-to-door job that helped train me in sales. So I brought all of my life experience to this, and I was pissed off. I was super pissed off at the results of my life. I was really pissed off at where I was. I was mad at myself because I had blown stuff, you know, and I was scared. I was scared on what was going to happen if I didn't make this work. You know, it was like.
So you burnt the ships.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I was terrified. I burnt the ships, and that was it.
The buy-in moment was very, very soon. I think the quicker that you buy in, the quicker that you have the results that you want.
Yeah,
I think for sure.
I remember back when you came on, we were having really big problems getting contracted.
Yeah,
and it was like there was a big issue, and it was taking you probably, you know, some of the numbers came in like 3 weeks. Yeah. So I know you went out like your first week and you took paper apps, like, and we had to submit them. I think you did 14K, like one of your first couple of weeks, or maybe it was like a week and a half.
I think we
added it all together.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, man, you were out there doing it before you could even submit any business. Like, how'd that feel?
Felt great. I mean, when I crushed it my first week, I was like, I might be on something. And then, yeah, I mean, I kept waiting for the floor to fall, and it just didn't.
I know Grant Cardone says you need to 10x the level of effort that you think is going to take for you to be successful. Like, and I know that you put a lot of time and effort and energy into really learning this craft and sharpening your sword. Can you speak on that?
Yeah, I mean, put in the work, I think that separated me was the beginning. And then it's just a continuous
just
journey.
being consistent.
Yeah,
just being disciplined,
I'm just
doing the job.
Yeah, doing the job and not being satisfied.
Were you spending time
I
at
deserve
home
it.
after
I
the
deserve
field?
it. I deserve every bit of it, every bit of the success. I'm gonna be the best. Like, I'm feeding that. I deserve it. I deserve to eat at nice restaurants. I deserve to be in nice places. I deserve to be amongst winners. And I win.
Were you doing a lot of putting in a lot of effort before or after field hours? Like when you got home, like when you went to the field 11 to 7, if that's your typical schedule, were you doing a lot of time afterwards, like after work, after field hours, or like before you went out into the field? Like take me through your day when you think you like first started. Like what were you doing in the morning? What were you doing at night to set yourself up to have success?
Exercise in the morning, on the call, before the call, nothing eating. After the call,
do you ever think you missed the call?
Yeah, no, I don't think
No.
so. Maybe on like some vacations, but yeah, other than that, no, I'm on all the calls. Why would you not be? What else do you have going on? I've been at the doctor having it in. Yeah, not taking a lot of time off. But yeah, I think that's like the main thing is like I believe
40 hours a week.
I believe that I can do it. I believe that the results are there.
How many leads do you think you were buying?
Yeah, I was going to ask
Yeah,
you.
I just follow the system. What is it, 40 leads a week?
Yeah.
What do you think,
Now,
and rank them, like, what do you think contributed to your success? Like, leads, being a slave to your schedule, blocking out negativity, being on the conference calls, negativity or distractions. Like, what do you think in order? What do you think's like, hey, this is non-negotiable? Maybe rank 1, 2, 3, 4.
Belief is number one.
Attitude.
Yeah.
Positive attitude.
You can't
in the
buy
system
it.
or in yourself?
And in myself, and both, yeah, and myself. And then that's number one. And then you need to know what to say. And we have all those tools. Know your presentation, know the door approach. I would say the door approach is
probably not skipping steps.
Yeah,
probably doing all the stuff that we preach.
Yeah.
I think personally, just being super coachable, demanding your upline's time, asking for help. I think that you just spoke about that a few minutes ago. Instead of waiting until after the field, to ask for help. Hey, right in the moment, what do I need to say here? What do I need to do here? Even if you're in the house, I preach this all the time. Even if you're in the house, asking for help. Hey, they just said this. What do I say here? Or, you get shut down, you leave, you're texting right then and there, or calling right then and there. Hey, I just ran into this. What should I do here? What would I do different next time?
Yeah, I mean, I owe you my time. I mean, I brought you in. I'm getting a large override.
Yeah.
I owe you that time. And it's in my best interest to make sure you get better, because the beauty of the P2P is like, as you get better, it helps me. Like, I make money, and as you grow your team, like, even though the spread gets smaller, the income gets bigger on both sides. So it's like beautiful in that way. And you should be reaching out. Like, I should be reaching out to my upline and then you as well. So yeah, I mean, don't take that lightly, where, hey, look, if you have a problem, if you have a question, no matter how big or small it is, like,
Ask
that's what they're
there. Yeah, ask, get it done. Two things. So Ed Milet talked about, like, when you're training for the Army, your guys need to be comfortable pulling the trigger. So, like, I felt like that with the door approach and the presentation. If you're not super comfortable with all that, how are you going to be comfortable with this new e-app thing? That was probably my biggest struggle in the beginning, because it's hard to train that. So, like, having your logins ready and being like ready to pull the trigger when you get there, and knowing that you're going to get there, be like, I'm going to get to this point where I'm going to make this sale.
I remember that resistance. I'm like, dude, you didn't do this yet. Like, it's the best way to lose a sale.
Yeah,
with the client.
I couldn't log in.
Everybody does it, but you know what? It takes a little pain to.
Some people it takes 5 times. Some people it takes once. I think that separates you from a lot of other people. Just being super coachable, being super plugged into the system. And I say it all the time too. The people that are the most plugged in typically have the most results. Get the best results.
So there was that, and then also, we are paid to have this conversation over and over and over. They're not. They're retired, and they're
sold. Yeah.
Dude, we should be like masters of overcoming objections and bringing the heat to them. They're not used to this, so like, I mean, of course, we're not going to get in every door, but that's super important. And then, like, watching Craig Harvey, he will sell you this dream. Like, you know, yeah, he was a preacher and he would, preach about Jesus. And then now he just insert NASB.
Look what it did for his life, man. They had their baby today.
Did they?
It's awesome. And he'll inject that sales juice into you. I mean, there's a reason why he was able to build this thing. So we have it on the website.
Look what happened. Look at the life he's living now,
Yeah.
And of course to be passionate about it. And look at you from maybe 9 months ago when you're 3 months in versus now. Like, how would you communicate it to somebody differently now versus 9 months ago?
Right.
So yeah, man, of course we're passionate about it. Like, it's changing our lives. But so I mean,
I would say check it out though. Like, for somebody who's new, like, get logged. Most people don't even log in. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, this is my career. I was like, I need shirts. I had shirts like pretty basically when I first started. I had a bunch of different shirts. I was bought in. I was like, I want shirts. I want to log into all the logins. I want everything. This is what I do.
All the resources available to you. You're using them. Do you think there's anything else just off the top of your head that you think maybe it led to your success?
Other than
very early on.
Yeah, other than like past stuff, the training I had, the door-to-door prior helped a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was good. But other than that, yeah, I'd say just
anything that you haven't got from NASB or the system that
you did by yourself.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, like, I mean, definitely, reading books. Max is really big on that. Like, you should be, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to make 6 figures, you want to, be a millionaire. Like, how do you not read books? How do you not like doing the stuff that all the successful people say to do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do that. And then like little things, like I'm really big on the yes train. I talked about that, like getting people saying yes when I need to get control again.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be like, oh yeah, you said you got 2 kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay, cool. And then
just a rhetorical question.
Even at the door. Oh,
Yeah.
That's a great question. Let me ask you a question and hit them with the 3 yeses. That's why I'm here.
Yep.
Yep.
Exactly.
So, but what you're saying is like all the tools that you got from the NASB system that I got, that they gave me, that I gave you,
Mhm.
outside that, I mean, maybe a little bit of your life experience.
Yeah.
Sure, everybody, has
Everybody
that.
has that.
Everyone, you might have a little bit less, but just picking on you. But outside that, reading books, I mean, everything that's led to your success, you've got from NASB, just like everybody else gets. So, man, I mean, I'm sure everybody wants to hear it. I want to hear it. Let's hear, door approach, pick your lead, and just go through a presentation. Just assume whatever you want to assume. We won't waste time on connecting. Everybody should be doing that. Step 1.
Yeah.
Probably the most important step.
Absolutely.
Yeah, super important. And that's even a system. Like, I asked the same questions there. Kevin yesterday said it really helped him. He wrote along with me. He said that like I have a universal approach. So I don't even reference it. Like, unless I had a platinum, I would reference it. But like, I don't want to show my cards before I have to. So I don't even reference lead at the door. So when I walk up, I've got my license and I'm like, knock, knock, knock. Hey, sorry to catch you off guard. My name's Ryder. I'm actually licensed by the state. And I pause. I'm licensed by the state. Look him right in the eyes. I'm actually the benefits coordinator here. Good news while I'm stopping by. We're doing the benefit update for 2024. I'm just gonna let you guys got assigned to you. It doesn't take very long. Where would be a good spot to sit down? Should I take this is actually one that I really love. Should I take my shoes on or should I take my shoes off, or is it all right if I keep them on?
Yeah.
And then,
assuming your way in.
Yeah, and then usually they say
you're doing
no.
everything except for signing.
That doesn't work though.
Go ahead.
That's not it. That doesn't work.
Okay, so
Like,
you always get.
I know
objection.
that's not going to work.
Wait,
yes.
what's this about?
Yeah, there's going to be and when I trained, I knew
I
that.
asked that.
Yeah, it doesn't work. So I know that, and then they're like, oh,
But you're going into it with that expectation.
You know what
I was
you're
telling
going
my
to
ride
hear back.
along
You're
today.
setting them up.
Exactly.
You're setting up the move that you want to put them in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I know that's not going to work, and
So
then
what
they're
do
like,
you
Wait,
say?
what's this about?
yeah. Well, you should be on like Medicare or Medicaid, right?
Yeah.
And on your driver's license, does it say Georgia?
Yeah.
Perfect. That's why they sent me over here. It doesn't take long. Is it all right if I keep my shoes on, or should I take?
Yes, train, and that's why they sent me.
Yeah.
I'm already getting all my benefits though.
Yeah.
What is this? I'm not coming out of pocket for anything.
Perfect. Well, that's even better. Now, are you having to come out of pocket for dental?
No.
No. Okay. What about for your life insurance?
Well, yeah.
You have to pay for that.
Yeah, I got life insurance. Yeah.
Okay, that's probably why they sent me over here. That makes my job 10 times easier. Have you gotten your COVID discounts?
COVID this.
Yeah, that's why they sent me over here. Where's a good spot to sit down? And I'm walking. Yeah,
Grabbing the handle and
confused.
walking in. Grabbing the handle,
I
walking
told somebody
Yeah.
They're confused. They say
in.
yes.
Your agent hasn't reached out to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I still haven't referenced the lead. data lead.
But once you get inside, I mean,
If it
doesn't
is
matter
a
what
lead,
it is.
if it is a lead and they're like, no, then I'll reference
Give
it
you a lot of
as a
pushback.
last resort, and then I've gotten endorsed after that.
So you're just finding a yes. Once you get your yes, okay, boom, that's the reason why I'm here. What do you want to say?
Yeah.
Perfect.
And then once we're in the door,
okay.
connecting is the same thing. Like, hey, tell me about your family. I'm going over, I'm looking at the pictures, commenting on the
Physically
pictures.
getting up and taking a look.
Yeah. Physically going over there before I even
Shows
sat down.
interest, and then you're like, oh, let me tell you.
I was going to say, I think that that's a huge part. As soon as you get in, not distracting them, but taking their attention off of why you're there.
Yeah.
100%. Like what's your go-to right then and there? Like, are you just standing right up and just looking at the pictures? What if there are no pictures?
Yeah.
Like what's your go-to?
I might even make a comment like, hey, I didn't see any pictures on the wall. Usually people have some stuff. Do you have any family? Like any family in the area? Any kids, grandkids? Get into that stuff. Men, women, whatever. I don't care about sports. I don't talk about sports, even with guys.
Yeah.
I just always go to family. Why? Because that's
what they love.
I want to
Everybody
find the
has a
beneficiary.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, you got that kid. So if somebody says I don't have any family, I don't have any siblings, I don't have anybody, I'm like, well, this is probably not your product.
Wrap it up pretty quick.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, it's like, okay, well, I probably can't help you out anyways because you're not leaving anything behind to anybody. So you're just kind of subconsciously, getting them to talk and taking in information. You're just being an information seeker.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we connected everything. Well, cool. Well, let me go ahead and jump in. What I do is pretty simple. I sit down with people between the age of 55 and 85, and I help out distributing state-regulated benefits, educating on different types of insurances, filling in the gaps where Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security fall short, find benefits and discounts to save you money. North American Senior Benefits is the name of the company. It's been around since 1866. And even though we've been around since the 1800s, we still do get audited every year. Have you ever heard of the Better Business Bureau? So they run us A through F every year. We've never gotten lower than an A grade. Right now, we actually have an A+. That's as high as it goes. My job is simple. It's to see what you're entitled and qualified for. And I help out with these key main areas: prescriptions, dental, vision, hearing, and final expenses. Now, you said you're on Medicare and Medicaid, right? So you probably don't have to come out of pocket for a lot of this stuff. Are you paying it all for prescriptions? No,
Just skip through all this.
dental, vision, none of that stuff. So yeah, pretty much skipping through it. If you're interested in it, you can save some money on this. And then I do. I have faith, so I have faith in Jesus. So I actually put scripture into my presentation. So I'm like, I don't know what your beliefs are, but Jesus said He's the bread of life. Whoever comes to Him shall not hunger. Whoever believes in Him won't thirst. That's free for you, for your grandkids, for everybody. It doesn't cost anything.
You just have a picture of that?
Yeah.
Picture of the scripture? Okay.
Yeah. So the last thing I do, the most important thing I do, it's what I specialize in and what the information was requested on. This is where I save the most amount of money for people in our community. It's helping with the final expenses, the state regulated life insurance programs. And to work with these programs, I had to get licensed. They took my fingerprints, they did a background check on me. They put me through the ringer. Thankfully, I came out clean. I guess I've been living right, been doing it for almost a decade. And I'm licensed in Georgia. They sent me over to North Carolina if they get overrun with people. I have insurance on myself and on the company, and I don't work for just one insurance company. I work with all the companies in the United States, not just in the South. Some of them AARP, New York Life, Mutual of Omaha, just to name a few. More important than who you're with is what kind you have. Term is short for terminate. The price always goes up, the benefits always come down, and always cancels. When it cancels, you don't get any money back. Whole life, on the other hand, is there for your whole life. The price never goes up, the benefits never come down, and it builds cash value. So if you fall in hard financial times, you can get money out of it. Then universal whole life was real popular in the 90s, not real popular anymore. It's kind of like those two had an ugly baby. So not real popular anymore. I run into different situations every day. I can work with people who have life insurance and people who don't. I see these different situations. I call it the oops, the ouch, and the uh-oh. Oops is when you're on the wrong type of insurance, like maybe a term plan and the price is going up. Ouch is when you're paying too much for too little. Probably, you tried doing this on your own, maybe got something through the TV, through the mail, you didn't go through your benefits coordinator. And then uh-oh is I had life insurance and it lapsed on me. Mama had some life insurance, but now I don't have any anymore. Now, the good news is I work with people who have life insurance and people who don't. Where do you kind of find yourself?
Solid. Now, a couple of things. I know you don't say it that quickly in the home. You're trying to abbreviate it, so you're slowing down. We skipped over step 3.
It's the same words though. That's literally what I
exact
said.
same
Just
words.
maybe a little faster.
And that's exactly what I learned. I hear a lot of Max's presentation in there, a little bit less of Andrew's, but it all works. Now, I loved how you categorized them. how you said, hey, look, paying too much for too little, or maybe mama had some, or like, I love how you group most of our clients that have insurance.
Exactly what they say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, so you're speaking their language, and that's another reason why you're doing really well, because you've learned how to speak their language. I kind of worried about you when you graduated from Milton High School up there where all that money's at, but you've done a great job of learning the language.
Brothers, man, I get fit right in.
Yeah, man. So now we're here at Policy Review, and do you get much kickback or?
No, this is super important. So it needs to be smooth like butter right there. So, I probably already asked you before I even opened this up, are you coming out of pocket for life insurance? So I
you
know,
already know if they got some or not.
yeah. And then right here, I'm like, perfect. So we get it based off two things, based off our age and our health. How is your health doing, Brandon?
Okay, I'm really healthy. I just take blood pressure.
Yeah, perfect. So I'd be getting that information, write all that down, and then I say, great. Now, who are you coming out of pocket for the life insurance for?
AARP.
AARP, perfect. So I'm gonna, what we'll do, we'll give them a call. I'm gonna check on three things. Make sure you're getting your discounts. Make sure you're getting all your entitlements. There might even be cash back. I'm gonna call immediately.
So I love that you're setting up. You're telling them what we're gonna do. You're setting up. Hey, I'm gonna check for three things. So you're already setting the tone for what you need to check for. That's creating a lot of urgency. That's being white glove effect. Like you're there to help them because you're the professional. Hey, this is what we're gonna do. Bam, you're on the phone. No asking any questions to the client.
Not getting a lot of resistance.
No, I'm in control.
Yeah.
I'm in
The entire
control
way.
And you're
of my
nonchalant.
life.
You're not like,
yeah,
you don't have commission breath. You're not like, high
that's
frequency.
huge.
It's, hey, this is my job. This is what I do.
Yep.
Okay. So we called, we found out it's a term, whatever. Just say, you do the in and up, you set it up the in and up as the term specialist or whatever. Bam, here we're at step 7, assume whatever you want to assume. And then how's it?
Paying $70 a month, $10,000 worth of coverage going up every 5 years.
Yeah, gosh. So, I mean, you heard that, Ms. Johnson. You were looking for something that's going to be able to have like a price lock on it. Is that right?
That's what they told me.
Okay. You were looking for something that's going to be there for your whole life.
That's what I thought I had.
Okay. Well, yeah, like you just heard the specialist say, Mutual of Omaha is going to be our best bet. And then I, probably would have already wrote down, on the sheet, like,
Value sheet.
yeah.
Use the
So when we
value
get off the phone, yeah, definitely use the value sheet. So, whatever, AIG, Mutual of Omaha, they've been around, blah, blah, blah. Read it off with passion, with enthusiasm. It comes with the cancer insurance. 50% of Americans do get it. Has cancer ever, touched your
My mom
family?
had it.
Goodness gracious. So they added that on for no additional charge for you. It comes with the nursing home benefit. It comes with accelerated death benefit. Option A, B, or C, or the silver, the platinum, silver, gold, and platinum. Which one, then I read them off. Comes with all the benefits, and then which one out of these 3 options works best for you?
Do you ask budget? Do you ask?
Oh
about
my
what they're
gosh,
looking for?
yes. Oh guys, I can't believe I just forgot that. That is so important. So before I'll either do it before the in and up or after. It doesn't really matter, but at some point,
But you're doing it.
yeah, some
Every
point,
time.
every single time.
Yeah.
If I don't do it,
Yeah.
no, I do it. You have to ask. Okay, so usually people are telling me they're either looking for a specific number, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, or they're on a budget. And Ms. Johnson, everybody I work with is on Social Security. We're all on a fixed income. So usually the budget varies. It's between $50 and $75 a month. See my hands? 75 to 99, 99 to 199. Where do you kind of fall in that range? 50 to 75?
I love just the arbitrary random ass numbers.
Yeah. And somehow I end up selling
$1 a day. Yeah. What's
Yeah.
in your budget? You're
Right.
asking it every single time.
Yeah.
I like the $1 a day thing. I don't do that, but I like
No,
that.
I like how you do it 50 to
Yeah.
75, and then you're like 75 to 99, and then 99 to 199.
Yeah.
Like that throws them off. That makes it think that,
They're categorizing themselves.
yeah, and it's like a random. So you're not even worrying about selling them. You're saying, hey, this is what happens.
Yeah.
It's
So
what
I
most
don't even
people
care
do.
about you, but you're somewhere in here.
Yeah. And
So I
if
love
they
that.
tell you
Yeah.
50 to 75, whatever,
Mhm.
okay, now somebody who's interested. But if you get a bunch of pushback,
Yeah.
then I'm like, I'm gonna leave soon.
Yeah.
You're asking
this is a buyer.
questions the entire way. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's very, very important. Do you ask why insurance is important to them?
Yeah, if I get pushback, I'm like, hey, is insurance important to you? Yeah,
You
it
just
is.
ask just
but-
like that.
Yeah, hey, is having insurance important to you? Yeah, but and I will walk away from people so quick too if they're wasting my time.
It's a great
think
point.
that they're wasting.
Yeah,
You just pack up
okay,
and
this
leave.
isn't important to you. Thanks. And I've had people stop me as I was walking out the door.
Mm,
No, don't leave. The takeaway.
Yeah. So I think that's a great point. People that are giving you resistance, you want to ask them questions to find out if it's important. And then honestly, I do it if people are giving me no resistance and I'm not getting much feedback during the presentation. It's a red flag. So I start asking questions about what are you looking to cover, like what do you want this for, who's your beneficiary. But people kind of in the middle, I think those are your good clients. But yeah, so if you start getting any pushback, you start asking questions about the need.
Yeah.
And that's important.
And then if I get pushback on like if I'm replacing something, Mr. Brandon, everything you paid into Lincoln Heritage is actually going to get transferred over to Mutual of Omaha, and everything you overfund, it's going to get sent to you in a check. There's no loan attached.
Y'all can communicate it like that. You're going to have no problem replacing policies.
Yeah.
These people are worried about losing everything they paid in. So if you
You
answer
understand?
that objection, hey, look, you're not going to lose anything you paid in. In fact, it's going to get transferred to the new company. Anything that you've overpaid, that's what's coming back to you via
That's mine.
casualty.
Yeah.
It's hard to say no to that.
Yeah.
So option C, all right, go grab your driver's license.
Yeah, after they pick their perfect. Really simple. You have a Georgia I don't tell them. I say you have, even though I know the answer. You have a Georgia driver's license, right?
Yeah.
Okay, grab that for me, Carter.
Okay.
Look down.
Right here.
Yeah, boom, approved. What do you do after you get approved?
After you get approved, I just kind of maybe quiz them, lock my number in their phone. Yep. Lock their address, the company, the policy number, the price, everything in my phone. And if they call me, I got it.
When do you put it in your client tracker?
My client tracker, you need to do it right. Everything needs to happen right after.
So you're doing it like
Or
you're
at
in the
least when
car.
you're in the car.
Yeah, no, not in the house. It depends, but yeah, usually
Are you good at referrals?
it's getting better. I mean, the longer you stay in the business, it pays to stay.
Yep.
I'm not great at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you asking? Like you're just giving them the leave behind
I'm gonna get
material?
better at it.
Are you leaving them the trifold? Are you writing your information
should.
on the back of a card? Like
They'll get a card.
You'll just give them a card and
So
hey, your
you do
policy
thank you
will be
card.
here in 10 to 15 business days.
I should. No, I don't. There's things like that I'm like, I need to get better at. I'm very good at being like a dog and getting in houses and making sales. And then I'm getting better on the back end.
Yeah.
Usually
You
people
go
aren't really
more
great at both.
Smooth on the back end.
So what are you doing after you leave? Are you looking for neighbors? Are you looking for people sitting outside? Or are you just going straight to the next lead?
Probably was a neighbor. So yeah, I mean, if it's
How are you finding your neighbors? Like, how are you deciding which house to? Because I think a lot of people just overthink.
yeah, no,
They
that's
think
literally
too much
it.
into it. Get paralysis by overanalysis,
100%.
and then they end up not knocking that neighbor.
Yeah, guys, I was overthinking it. Romans inspired me, not by watching him do it, just by I was mad that he was writing more business than me. And I was like, how is he doing it? He's like, yeah, I just talk to everybody. So then I was like, all right, let me just do that. And then I stopped overthinking it and I realized it doesn't cost me anything to go knock on somebody else's door.
It's literally free.
It's literally free. Now, I'm not walking
what are
up
you
big
looking
hills
for
and I'm
when
not pushing myself crazy like that. Like, if I don't feel
Going too out of your way.
one of the things I tell my guys is like, we all have like a little child inside of us. This is like kind of like psychology, but like you need to be nice to yourself too. Like push yourself, but don't kill yourself. Like, and unless you need to, there's like in a workout, you need that early in the morning, you need to push
A
yourself.
little stress is good, but too much is detrimental to the body.
Then you'll show up and you'll be like not in a good spot. You'll be having fun.
What are you looking for when you go to knock a neighbor though? Like before, like say you pull down the street, your lead is right here to the right or right down the street.
Yeah.
Like, are you looking at neighbors? Are you looking for toys in the yard? Are you looking for people sitting outside?
I mean, those are some good things. I'm trying to have like 1-story apartments are great,
Section
older
8 looking
cars,
houses.
Section 8 looking houses.
Older
Nothing that's
cars.
newly renovated. If I pull up and the house has been like flipped, I sometimes I'll skip it, to be honest, because I'm like, this is pointless. Like, Miss Johnson died and they flipped the house.
Yeah.
Think about it. If there's just a bunch of stairs, I'm like, I don't feel like walking up them. Miss Johnson won't either. But sometimes they do live there. So sometimes you hit them all.
Something that I've noticed, you're just very self-aware, like aware of your surroundings, aware of, everything that's
Everything's
going
a
on.
purpose.
Yeah. Just aware of everything. Just, looking around, not being so tunnel vision, looking at your lead and just, I got to hit this lead. I got to hit this lead. I got to hit this lead. You're looking around, you're being aware of your surroundings. You're looking at, everything and just seeing if there's an opening.
Action.
Yeah.
That's what I forgot I think it was Alex Ramosi. He said that like, he was talking to this guy, but he said violence is the solution. So it's like
Violence of action.
Violence of action.
It's a SEAL term.
Yeah. just a ridiculous amount of people I talk to. And guys, I stopped talking to young people. I almost don't even want to tell you, but thankfully there's plenty of seniors. Like,
What do you think, like 40 and under?
I've started saying this. I started this week, but because I'm tired of chargebacks. I'm like, hey, so I'm helping out people between the age of like 50, 65 to 85, and then also people on like SSI, SSDI, or a disability. Anybody here, if a young person answered, or anybody here fall within that? No, okay, and then next.
You leave.
I don't even
Yeah,
want
you
to
don't
sell
even entertain
IULs. Stop selling those.
Yeah, to young people.
Yeah, they're going to charge back. Chargebacks are going to hurt you. Like, you're selling IULs, it's going to make you doubt the system because you just started. It's going to make you, unhappy because you have chargebacks. They're not going to pay the bill. Just stop doing it. Yeah.
Man, I mean, hopefully you guys
Unless
got
Unless
something
you're
out of
chasing a
this.
promotion, then you
Yeah.
can
Then write that business.
Yeah, but no, that's going to charge back.
So guys,
Any other last pieces
Yeah,
of
yeah,
advice or
closing.
words of wisdom?
Just believe in yourself, believe in the system, attach to your upline. Don't try to do this on your own.
Plug in.
Yeah,
Burn the
plug in,
ships.
burn the ships. Don't try to do this on your own. Get rid of the negativity and
I think it's easier.
yeah, that's the thing. Sometimes I find myself, I'm like, man, it should be hard. Like, I get anxious because it's after your third month, it doesn't change. I remember you telling me that. It's like tying your shoes. It's like the same thing. It doesn't change. In the beginning, it is a lot.
A lot of homework.
It's a lot of homework, and I put in a lot of work the first 3 months, and I've got a long way to go. But after the 3-month mark, I know that someone's going to stick around. So if you hit that 3-month mark, you just got hit with chargebacks, or if you're just starting out and you're like, oh, I'm not making sales and stuff. I think the number one thing that separates if you succeed in this or you don't is being accountable. Being accountable for everything in your life.
If you're doing good, it's your fault. If you're not doing good, it's your fault. You can adjust.
Yes.
Yeah. So you just hit your 12th month, man. I remember my 12th month, I went from the 17,000 a month to the 24,000 a month. All the back end money's coming in. The last 3 months, how has your income been? Like 3 months ago, 2 months ago, the last one.
Yeah, more money than I've ever made. I've been tracking it.
3 months ago.
So yeah, I made almost $17,000 in May.
Last month.
Yeah, in May.
What about the month before?
Yeah, the month before it was 10. It's 10, basically like 9, 8, 9, 6,
So you're
10,
flirting around 10,
11,
pop.
12, and then it was 17,
Yeah.
and then it was still made 7 when I was on my honeymoon.
Yeah.
I got one more question. How much do you think you were investing in leads dollar wise?
Yeah.
Then, a year ago or 9 months ago, how much do you think you're investing in leads per week now?
That's kind of funny because it's gone down. Like I actually don't really invest
because you're
that
getting
much. I
better.
just and I just run data leads. But I would say you should invest anywhere from at minimum $50 a week if you're on the data leads, but 50
So it's
to
100
250.
leads.
Yeah.
So let's talk
100
just number of leads. You
Right.
need minimum 60.
Right.
You were just running straight volume when you first started.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like, if you're getting stuck, a little trick is that like, if I'm getting stuck and I can't catch people at home and the houses are getting flipped and they're all renovated, I'll look and I'll just find, one that says like an apartment number or F something, because I just want to get in people's faces. I just want to go talk to as many people as I can. So
Cool.
yeah, there's
the
the
guy.
guy.
Awesome.
Eye on the bullseye.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, Ryder, dude, appreciate you.
Thank you.
Hope you guys got something from this.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, we'll post the video here shortly.
Make some money.